Rugby World Rankings, folks, for the 9th of October 2023. We have our quarter-finalists for the Rugby World Cup. In the background, the rankings have still been going on. We'll go through the movers and shakers, the possible permutations, as we head into the knockout stages of the World Cup. Top few teams, no changes in rankings. Ireland, still number one. Take no points with their win over the Scots because the gap between them was too big. France, still number two, no change. New Zealand, 4. South Africa, 3. Scotland, out of the World Cup. They are the highest ranked team to not make the quarterfinals. Tough pool with number 1 and number 3 in your pool. But yeah, those top 4 sides at the minute kind of look a cut above. I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks if that is indeed the case. England's narrow win over Samoa sees them stay 6th. And Wales, top of their pool, 7th place in the world. Where we do see some changes, other teams like Argentina, who did take some points from Japan with their win. So they're on 80.55, up into 8th spot from 9th. We see Australia, who didn't play and are not going through to the knockout stages, move up a spot into 9th. You may ask yourself, how on earth did that happen? Well, Fiji lost. And Fiji lost to a team ranked way below them. Fiji were ranked 8th. Portugal were ranked 16th. Fiji were on 81.16. Portugal were on 68.78. So because it's a World Cup, Portugal took the maximum, which is usually 2, but in a World Cup is 4. So a whopping 4 points off Fiji. So Fiji plummet like a bit of a stone, which sees the Wallabies go up. So it's not all bad news. But not that the world rankings mean much at this stage of the competition. But there you go. That is what it is. And yeah, Fiji dropped to 10th. So dropping a full 4 points is a pretty hard one. Italy and Japan are 11 and 12. Japan did lose points to Argentina on their way out of the World Cup. Portugal, like I mentioned, is the biggest gainer, up a whopping 3 spots. Georgia drops below Portugal, not because of points changes. Portugal passed them. Samoa likewise. Tonga actually gained points in their win over Romania, but Portugal gained more. So yeah, Portugal have ended up passing Tonga, so Tonga actually drop, despite the fact they're up from 70.29 to 71.57. Uruguay is there, USA and Spain. Spain are also up without playing. Similar situation to the Australians. Romania's loss of points sees them drop below the Spanish. Just off the board, you've got the Namibians and the Chileans for your other 2 kind of World Cup teams. So that's how things are standing. As I said, it still feels like the qualifiers from pools A and B, they seem like the favourites for the World Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think a lot of us are going to be picking whoever wins the 2 games from those pools, quarterfinals at the weekend, are probably going to meet in the final. But I also don't mean to dismiss the teams on the other side of the draw, because in sports, genuinely, goodness knows what could happen. Man, you could get a first-minute red card, and then suddenly, you're playing up against 15 men for the entire game. 14 men against 15. You know what I mean? So, yeah, strange things could happen, but that's just your kind of gut feeling at the moment where it's taken you. In terms of the quarterfinals, Wales, Argentina. Wales can pass Scotland if they go through. Argentina can pass Wales, but obviously number one thing is to progress in the competition. Ireland and New Zealand. Ireland, for a change, can actually take points off New Zealand because the gap between them is not 10 points. So that'd be nice for Ireland to go up for a change, but more importantly, to make history and go into a semi-final. New Zealand can go number 1 if they beat the Irish. Depends on what happens with the 4th quarterfinal. But England, Fiji. England can also pass Scotland. Fiji can regain 8th spot. And then France can't catch Ireland unless Ireland lose. If Ireland lose and France win, France can go number 1 in the world. Likewise, if Ireland lose and South Africa win, South Africa can go number 1 in the world. But you will be aware that there's no prizes for being number 1 in the world at the semi-final stages of the World Cup. That's just a number. But there you go. That's how the world rankings are stacking up. You guys let us know your thoughts on how fair or not they are. Do you see teams, any of the 4 quarterfinalists outside the top 4 sides, being genuine contenders for the World Cup? Or do you think they are going to be also Rands? If you're looking for something to do between now and then, Why don't you check out that time I was in China wandering around a church and some old lady invited me to her house? It was different. But yes, sometimes people are friendly. 2 cents on tour. That's another channel I got going just in my spare time. But yes, also look out for my chat with Sergio Parise and Chris Robshaw coming probably in a few hours once I finish editing it. We had some technical difficulties. I'm putting all the audio together, but hopefully it should be a good listen. Review of the pool stages, preview of the quarterfinals, sometime in the next 12 hours. Check out that one. It's going to be called Captain's Call. So yeah, that was a great one to have as well. But yeah, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.